Today's program is about the LGBT, gay, lesbians, and transgenders. And it's a taboo subject. People are not discussing it. A lot youth is always confused, and there's a lot of discussion needs to be done in this subject, and people are not discussing it because of shame or guilt or anything. I was in the gym, right, and I was wearing that T-shirt with rainbow on, right. I'm not knowing that he stands for LGBT. Well, there was a guy who was constantly staring at me, and then he came in. I said, well, what's your problem? Why are you staring at me? Then he started spitting blood against LGBT, and I said, are you gay? I said, no, I'm not gay, but I'm straight, and I love women and all that. It's nothing to do with that, I don't know. But anyway, he was very, very insecure mind, and he was like spitting blood or targeting LGBT community, and he was worried about his children and all the education system. I said, well, look, if you don't like them, you're in the wrong country. I think it was a Arabic accent in Syria or anything. But then I decided to do this slogan program, about in support of LGBT. Well, stay woke and stay, you should stay around, informed about your surrounding, right? Yeah, we should stay awake, right? So there's a movement, there's an underground movement going on. But then some good reason why people are worried about it. We look at the history of it, right? And the understanding. People have zero understanding about it. Well, we have a gene. We have men and women. We were born as men, obviously, but then there is a minority as well. We have to consider it's something to do with our gene, right? So in the past, any minority, regardless of gender, it could be religion, it could be any minority, regardless of anything. In the past, by the way, this is a picture of Pakistani transgenders, and they call them Khwaja Sira and Khusre and all those people. But they are like normal part of our society. There's a dark history outside. Because there's social stigma and religion and all that isolation, the parents want to disown them. And the babies were thrown in somewhere, in the garbage, and they were dumped, in the hospitals. And the people were predators, they put like business people, predatory dark people, the gangs and mafia. They used to take these babies, and they used to run them like as dancers in wedding. They were called in weddings, and they'd happily dance, and they throw money, and the predators would prey on them. They were not educated. They kept in as slaves because you don't have any education, right? And you were told that you're born as a transgender, so it's okay to abuse you. And these people are getting kidnapped, raped, murdered. There's no law, they protect. They can't even go to the police. Now the people are raising voice in the media. So what they basically used to do in the past, let's say in Baghdad or anywhere in Islamic countries, bad gay rights in Saudi Arabia. In the past, I heard story for the tallest building. They found a couple is gay. They used to take them blindfolded and throw them away, throw them down, so they can die from the tallest building in Baghdad. Right, and today's society is no longer different either. These people are considered as minority, and they've been targeted, right? So why we need to know all that? Young people should know about that. Whether this is a minority, and it's a genetic, we share our genetics. And they're people born as transgender, so you can't bully them, you can't target them, and you can't disown them as children as well. You have to raise the children and educate them. There's some talented people as well, some are very beautiful as well, but it's not. Instead they're targeted as hate, and they've been kidnapped, they've been raped, they've been murdered. There's no one listening to it. Even in Saudi Arabia today, and the other people, they find out they were beaten up. Taliban's are bad anyway. Recently, there was a young couple. They found them having sex, the two males in the Taliban in Pakistan border area, and the tribal. They caught them and they start lynching them, and they put the footage in the mobile phone. I mean, the footage I was looking for, but they were deleted by the YouTube and other. It was so gruesome to watch, right? And you can't. Well, when you're born till 16 and 17, you can't find this gender orientation. You're still trying to figure out which gender you belong to. You could be gay, you could be lesbian, or you could be straight. But after 16, 17, you can. It's still a big subject in England as well, right? But anyway, so I was thinking about this guy. I mean, there was some sick, twisted belief he had against the transgenders, LGBT community. and there's no awareness. Well, there should be awareness, but these people should be protected, and they should be, their rights should be respected, and they shouldn't be considered as a minority, and they should be part of a society. In Pakistan or any third world country, they're treated with disrespect, and they've been dumped. So people should know that, And when you're giving aid to these countries, Afghanistan, Pakistan, the UK government, for your taxpayer, they should ask about how the situation of human rights is in your country, right? It could be LGBT related, why this incident happened, why you burned alive that person, why you tortured him because of his gender, right? And what you're doing for LGBT and other people, the community, they're not doing anything, to be honest. This is the reality. You can see in the picture now, none of them is happy because they were brought into those wedding parties so they can dance around like as a slave, basically. Their masters are behind them, and the people, these mostly Pashtun and other people, they throw money on them, and they sexually abuse them as well in background, against their will. They've been modern slavery, It's so sad, my heart bleeds for them, It's so sad that people are going through this, and even in today as well, in Pakistan and other countries, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia and all that. So these people are called transgenders in Pakistan. LGBT community, this is their rights. They get kidnapped and they ask for wedding, come in and dance for us, in a wedding party. Then they go. You can see in their eyes, this loneliness, as a minority, and they're sad. They're treated as abnormal. Even Iran is disgusting. They're forcing people to go under surgery under the knife. If you're male or female, the government is deciding, hey, look, which way you have to go. If you're a man, you're trapped in a wrong body and you should go for surgery. This is disgusting, man. Disgusting, right? You shouldn't be doing this to another human being because they're a minority. But then again, a lot of people are exploiting this, and they're pretending to be gay and lesbian, and they're coming into this country, like most of the Iranian, and doing this. So we're fleeing the country because of persecution and lying to the Home Office, taking refuge. They're pretending that they're gay. They're not gay, but that's right. They're just claiming the benefit system and exploiting it. But please do raise your voice, and please let us know what you think about the LGBT community, and in Pakistan especially, and what's your mindset is, what your parent told you about that. I've seen some people, some beautiful friends, they were but they were isolated, and some of them committed suicide, because of the stigma and the way it's treated in these countries is so bad, shambolic, really, and no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to discuss it. The clear solution they found was they dump the baby in the middle of a shrine, and the kidnappers, they come in, and the exploitation start for the rest of their life. That's bad, man. And you're claiming to be Islamic and Muslim country, hey, where are the human rights, man? Where the human rights are? You should ask your question, man. What if it's your child? You can't do this with your child, man. Well, thank you. Cheers. Bye.